This is a planet. This is a space station. Not to scale. Okay, the reason I'm making this video is because I've got a few questions and I'm wondering whether or not I've got it right. So, hopefully I can get some comments back saying, yes, you understand perfectly now, everything is wonderful. Anyway, so this is a planet, and this is a space station. So, question 1. If we have the planet sitting here, doing its thing, doing whatever, and we have this space station, which is orange on one side and red on the other. Now, if this space station wants to go around the planet, and it's just basically just a cylinder that just a hunk of metal or whatever, not doing anything other than orbiting, and it goes around like this. Now, this is locked in because the orange way is always to the left over there, and the red way is always over here. So, right here at the beginning of its orbit, the orange side, the orange end, is pointed towards the planet. And as it goes around, the side is facing towards the planet. And as it comes over here, now the red end is towards the planet. Back here, the side is towards it again. And back to where it started again, and the orange is close to the planet, or facing the planet. So that's the first question. That's the simplest way for it to go around. It's going to do that, as long as it first gets into that orbit, it's pretty much going to stay in that orbit indefinitely, without humans having to do anything to it. Okay, that's question 1. So, question 2. If you want it to go around like this, where the end is always pointing at the Earth, that means you're using some thrusters or you're using some energy to put in and force it to do that. Right? That's question 2. Question 2 is, if we want the orange end to always face the Earth, that's going to require us putting some extra energy in. Right? Okay. Question 3. Instead of going around this way, which is like horizontal to me, what if it's going to go around this way? Now, if you look at my station, I have a lovely line drawn on it. And if it's going around this way, that line is facing the camera. And that line is still facing the camera. And that line is going to face the camera no matter what, as it goes around. Because this is just a big hunk of metal. It's not doing anything. It's not spinning. It's not rotating. All it is a big hunk of metal in space that's shaped like a cylinder orbiting around the planet. That's the next question. I think I'm on number 3. Okay, so that's the third question. Is if it's going around this way, just like this way, there's really not a huge difference. It's doing the same thing. It's just going to go around, and that line is always going to face that same way. Okay, that's question number 3. Question number 4. Doesn't matter which way the planet is oriented. So I've been doing equatorial orbits where it's going around the equator. But if you wanted to do a polar orbit, it wouldn't matter. You can have the space station going around like this, and it's still no different than it was when it was up like this. So it doesn't matter whether you have an equatorial orbit, or whether you have a polar orbit, or whether you're on some diagonal and you're going around like this. No matter what you're on, it's still going to be, this is going to have its frame of reference is still going to be me, the big, humongous being whose head is almost as big as a planet. Okay. I'm losing track. I don't know if that was question 5, but let's go on. So, we've done this. We've done this. The next question, let's call it 6, just in case I lost track. It doesn't matter if the planet is tilted or up or whatever. It doesn't matter whether or not the planet's spinning. It doesn't matter what orientation this is in. Wherever this is, and let's point it kind of diagonally here, so that the orange is going diagonally down to the left and the red is going diagonally up to the right. Whatever the planet's doing, if this is going to go around, it's again just going to be within the same frame of reference all the way around. That's question 6. Okay, now that we have established that, I think I'm okay so far. Now what we're going to do is my space station is going to rotate. Okay, this is a handle. This does not exist. The space station is just a big cylinder, but I attached a handle to it just so I can demonstrate. So pretend that this lovely handle does not exist, and the space station is now rotating around like this. Okay, so question number 1. No, 7. Goodness. Similar to question number 1. So if we're going around like this, and my station is rotating the whole time, because like Babylon 5, we want it to be rotating around, because we want to be able to have simulated gravity on the inside. So all those little people inside there, see those little tiny invisible people? They are walking around on the interior of the space station with simulated gravity. So, if we're going the same way we did before, where we have the space station going around like this, but we're spinning, question number 7 is that any different? Does this fact that, well, now the station is actually rotating as well, does that cause any difference to it? So that's question number 7. Question number 8. Same thing. We're going to go around like this now. Does the fact that it's spinning, other than the fact that my handle hits the planet, that's very inconvenient. So if the space station is rotating for gravity, for simulated gravity, as it goes around, does that make any difference? I think that's all the questions I have now. But if I know anything about me asking questions, as soon as I get an answer, I'm going to have another question. So please enter my questions in the comment section here and let me know whether or not I got it right. Thank you.